I'm thanking all of you for coming to our live today. And this is Captain Preetham Madhukar. Starting with introducing myself, I am as I said, the Founders Office Associate Intern, as well as the former MCC student as well. To tell you about my boss, who's right here in front of me, today the roles have reversed, where I am going to be asking you a lot of questions, which is going to be fun. He is an elite performance coach for executive students and entrepreneurs. He's also a parenting coach, as well as the founder of Skills Beyond Education, where I am interning. I welcome you to today's show. And he recently published and wrote his book, which is called The Three Culprits. I have right next to me. A great book, I would love to say. I had really good insights, as well as there are small and fun tasks over here that help me actually reach my goals. I think I'll reach my goals faster than you guys because I already finished reading the book. Would you like to say something about the book?
Thank you, Aditi. I think you've done the marketing pitch for me, and I'm more than that. I'm really glad that you could finish the book. I was amazed that you could finish the book in one day. I've heard of people do that, but today, knowing that you have actually done it was an amazing feat. And what I really like is for people to overcome their three culprits, laziness, fear, and doubt, which I found is so cancerous today almost. And everyone seems to be struggling. And I don't blame them. It's because the society is kind of pushing us towards that, making us become such human beings and not making us live our full potential. And that's how the book evolved. It's in a way my life's work. It's not just a one year or a few months. It's work that I've been doing on myself. Experimenting with my clients a little bit and seeing those changes, and the result is through the book. And yeah, I'm going to be sharing that link for people who would like to go ahead and purchase. Please do that. It's available on Amazon. Three culprits: laziness, fear, and doubt. And in any case, I would share the link here as well.
Yes. So, was there any moment was there any second that there was a spark in your head that you're supposed to write this book? Any story behind it, or some interesting facts that you can tell all our viewers today?
The book has been like a. I wanted to write the book. It was not like a sudden moment that I could remember, and the uh, the thing that I realized was I underestimated the time that it would take. And as I kept writing, it took more and more time. And then I literally was coming up with my own excuses, my own procrastination and fear to write this book, and doubts about how I need to structure it. So the book itself is a representation of itself, right? And then I did a lot of the tactics that I use. I mean, I tell others on myself, and the book is a result of that as well.
For those of our viewers who don't know, Sir was also a part of the Merchant Navy for the past 20 years. So his book also contains short bits of the stories from the sea.
Yeah, actually, yes, it does. It does do that, and that's how we kind of thought of talking today. In fact, there was a very interesting moment where we had this. I was rather I was. We had this Wi-Fi was down, right?
Yes. Yes.
And I was talking about how back in our student years, in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, as in the schooling years, whenever there was a power shutdown, it was very common for most people in the evenings to step out of their house and just gather around, talk, chit chat, gossip, or just a good camaraderie was built. And today we don't see that because everybody has got power backup and all those things. And recently at our office, the
Yes.
Wi-Fi went down, and we saw everybody is outside their cabins and office spaces and just standing there and talking and chit chatting. And
Interacting with each other as to what happened to the Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi, and it was as good as this power off. And we were joking how if there was some way of shutting down for an hour every day, the power cuts like Wi-Fi cuts, people would have more camaraderie and socializing. And that's how we started talking about Gen Z and her own generations, Aditi's generations, some challenges. And I was sharing some thoughts, and she said, "Hey, why don't we talk more? And maybe a lot more people could benefit some insights and experience." And that's how we are here today. And I would also like to thank Aditi for this thought of bringing this on as a Gen Z's topic.
Thank you so much. But coming back to the topic, don't you think? I think most of the people in my generation prefer social media than meeting in person. Like we always are so addicted to our Wi-Fi's. Like compared to you guys back in the days when you had to go to a friend's house to visit them, or even gossip might have been. But now if something happens in my life, I'm like literally on WhatsApp telling my friends, "Oh, you know what happened, guys," and like just text to them right away. Do you think that's a good thing for Gen Z to do everything over social media and nothing in person? Like we rarely hang out. So what do you think?
Yeah. I mean, the social media is good. I mean, to build a vast network of acquaintances. And I remember a few years back, a good friend of mine, I hope he's not listening in, a very good friend of mine, I wished him happy birthday in person, you know. And he told me, "I hope you don't forget to wish me on the social media." And he was quite serious about it, and I said, "Sure, I'll do that." And so it left me how, and this was many years back, 5 6 years back, and I was like, wow, there's already such a strong shift in the way we would like to be acknowledged in the world. We want a lot of followers, we want a lot of friends on the social network to boost our self-esteem, boost our ego. Oh, you got 10,000 followers, 100,000 followers, suddenly boost. And if people, and that's the measure of value we have, right? We measure our worth and value with the kind of networks we have built. But really, true friendship is, if how many would come to us when probably we are unwell, or how many would call on us to check how we are doing when we are down, how many would come and celebrate something you want
Festival.
to celebrate. Yeah.
Yes.
So that kind of friendship takes effort. That's why I say three culprits. You need to beat that fear of making friends, new friends, and getting to know them, being vulnerable to them, sharing and listening to them empathetically. In fact, there was a task called listening task, very important to build great friendships, and putting in that effort. Because I say procrastination, we think of it as only going to the gym, doing some exercises. I'm not completing my work. Those are all one form of procrastination. There's also procrastination from fear and expressing, right? If you want to build relationships, I'm not talking only romantic, but also friendship as a relationship, parent child bond relationships, or any other form of relationship also takes effort.
I
Nothing comes
agree.
out. And that's something that if Gen Z could see, that if they can are ready to put that effort, they're going to build a beautiful friendship which can last them uh, a lifetime, perhaps for some of them. That is going to be really nurturing. And one of the things is they have to experience it once to really understand. Otherwise, it's going to be very theoretical, right? And once they experience once, then you want more of that. You don't want the social media only kind of fans. You want, you know what, I want more of this. And that's
Yes.
why it's very
The
important.
real connection, the real
Yeah,
things.
that's how we
Yes.
need, correct. Yeah. So that's how it is.
But do you think Gen Z has a fear of rejection? Like we don't like someone saying no to us when we ask for something. So I think that is one of the main reasons why we prefer social media over being in person. Maybe we don't like something a person is saying, or we don't like accepting another person's perspective or opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it's possible that the fear of rejection is one of the very strong fears that many of us have, right? It's very natural to feel that. It's about not uh, it's like being provided for today. You know, the Gen Z has got many things to be quite easily, I would say. Okay, they didn't have to fight for anything, especially basic needs. And I'm talking Gen Z from an urban metro perspective. I'm not talking the rural side. And so when every need is met, there is no rejection from parents because parents have got that disposable income to give their children whatever they desire. At least in children's eyes, most of the expenses should be parents should be able to meet, and because of that, the parents have never said no, right?
I
And
agree.
that then comes with a title of entitlement. I am supposed to get a yes. If I'm not getting a yes, I might not even ask them because I don't know how no feels. And now
Yeah,
that I've grown up, my emotions are so sensitive that even a little bit thing can hurt me, right?
yes.
A little no. And there's only one way through it is to pass through that, right? And that's why sometimes life can give hard knocks when they are grown up, and then they learn the hard way. But why wait for such a moment? Why not build it through little practices? And in fact, one of the tasks that I recommend in the book Three Culprits is called bravery. Okay, and where you have to step out of your shoes and go and help another individual, right? And when you do
Without
that,
them asking for it.
pardon, without them asking for it, that's really the trick. And I remember the story you shared about where a woman offered you ice cream, in the story,
Yes, cherry
and
on top. Yeah.
without you asking for it. I said she's done the bravery, exactly, right? And when you do this bravery, you're also opening yourself to rejection. Maybe you come and offer and help. I remember after you learned about the bravery task, you wanted to get me some chai, and I said no, I don't want, right?
I did, I did. That
And
was a
you,
clear-cut rejection on my
yeah.
face, but
So
yes,
it was like, okay, you wanted to help, but you had to take the rejection, right?
yeah.
And
But do you think fear also causes detachment issues? Like the moment we hear someone say no to us, we try to like go away from them and like just stop being friends with them. Or even our parents, if they say no to something that I want and they don't give it to me, I'm like, oh, why are they doing this?
yeah,
What would
yeah.
you like to say about that?
So yeah, I mean, it does. It does. Like I said, rejection can affect, and if we haven't really strengthened our emotions, right? Strengthened our emotions, and we can become very sensitive as individuals, and so that is why it's very important that we become strong not only in a physical nature but also little more robust emotionally, and not be so touchy feely about everything, right? Be like, okay, people have, they're gonna speak as long as they're not telling you anything rudely, and they're telling, you know what, I'm sorry, I really don't want this, or anything else like that. We have to also develop that capacity
Yes.
to emotional resilience, right? And because that's what is needed going ahead in relationship. If they're going to, find some partners whom they want to be with, there are going to be a lot of things that the partner may say where they are not liking it, or it's genuinely, it's nothing to do with hurting anybody. Generally they don't want. So it's very important that every generation, not even Gen Z, every generation builds that emotional resilience.
Coming to emotional resilience, I would like to pitch upon another point that Gen Z is very gives importance to, which is anxiety.
Mm.
So I have seen a lot of my friends, including myself. I was just anxious before this life, to be honest. But you were all cool, and I have never seen my parents or my grandparents ever talk about this issue called anxiety. I think this is something that was not invented, but Gen Z started using a long time now. Like that we're anxious about even doing the simplest of tasks. So, what do
Yeah.
you think about that?
So again, anxiety is part of our human emotion of being not familiar. If you ask me, the first time I did this show, I was anxious as well. Yeah. So I was anxious. Oh my God, will it all go well with some technical glitches and this, my voice? How do I look? What am I going to talk? I was anxious, just like anybody would be. But the secret is what, that anxiety should not stop us from doing the second time. Oh my, I got anxious, so I'm going to stop this, quit on this. No, you're going to do once more. Okay, anxiety will reduce. Do once more, anxiety will reduce. Do once more, anxiety will reduce. Okay, so what is the secret is to keep doing it. Okay, the anxiety reduces. Not to
But
give up at the first episode of anxiety.
Okay. You're telling that doing a thing over and over again is going to build in
Can
confidence
reduce.
within
It
a
can
person.
reduce. Yes, I'm not saying it's the only thing. Maybe if it doesn't reduce after that, it could be other issues. But for 85% of the public, that could be the single cure that they all need. Just do it again. That's it.
Do you think social media also can be the cause of, as we are not interacting with a lot of people, anxiety could be one of the side effects of using a lot of social media and connecting to people over social media platforms and not in person?
Yeah, I mean, it could because the human interaction can reduce anxiety, right? And if we go back, just because we are more intelligent from, say, previous generations, when I'm saying intelligent in a very outer world way, we may have more tech knowledge and may other things, but from a core human nature, we are still very primitive. We still want another human being to talk to, right? That gives warmth. There's a warmth of a person, we say. They're warm to talk to. And that reduces anxiety. Like if you observe, some people will instantly reduce your anxiety the way
Yes.
they talk to you, and some people can make you more nervous and more anxious.
More intimidating.
So
Yes.
it's also that. So then we get drawn to people who are we comfortable to talk to, right? And we open up to them, we share, and we form a bond of friendship there. So, but on the social media, we can never cross that barrier.
Yes.
Okay, no matter how many beautiful messages we can exchange, smileys to put, it's not the same warmth that you will get when you meet a person or a human being one to one.
Yeah, because there are not a lot of emotions or feelings that you're able to convey through a message. It's just okay, but you don't know what the other person actually means, or how which accent the person is talking in, or what is he trying to put out. Yes, I
Yeah,
agree.
the tone is never carried across.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's also another thing that I wanted to tell you, that do you remember that you gave me this task that the next time I'm traveling in the metro, not to use my phone and just to
yeah.
look around and observe the people? I did
Mhm.
it. And the best part is I never saw anybody in the entire metro who wasn't using their phone. Everybody was like completely on their phone. And I am just here looking at everybody, observing, to be honest.
Mm.
And then everybody seemed so into their phone that they don't know what was happening in their surrounding, except the time that it was their particular stop and they had to get down, that they weren't concentrating on what was happening around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's very amusing sometimes, when we watch other people. And I would actually advise everybody to observe other people. And the metro is a nice setting because, or whichever transport you're going through, to watch other people, how involved they are in social media, because that is the first step to awaken our own issues or our own addiction, I would say, to our phones, and we know it, but it doesn't really hit us till we see others doing that. And if the more we can do it and start seeing, the more you'll start seeing how buried we are in the social media. You may be having a very beautiful scenery outside, a beautiful building to appreciate some other thing, activity outside. We miss all that, and we are waiting for that things to be shown on social media. In fact, there was this ad where two people, one is just watching outside, say some beautiful mountain in Japan or some place, and another person is watching the same mountain on the social
In the
media.
phone.
Yeah, and it's very
Yes,
amusing. I'm
absolutely.
sure there are variations of this ad, but it showed that how do you want to appreciate it on the phone, or the mountain is right there. You just have to look up and you can appreciate that, the wonder and awe of that mountain.
Do you also think that social media is a form of escape, that rather than a solution to the
Mm.
Gen Z? Because we tend to have fights over social media, like on a chat, or we tend to solve things on a chat. Do you think we always find a way to escape through social media than actually sitting down and solving a problem in person?
Yeah, I kind of agree on that. That social media is easy to escape. You can ghost on somebody. You don't have to reply. You can just read or unread the message or leave it as it is and reply at your own convenience. But in person, it'll be deliberate. If you have to walk away, it's a deliberate act. You can't not be seen that you're doing that, walking away, right? Or you have to sit down and converse and talk
Talk
it
it out.
out, right? And one of the biggest fear I've seen with many people, Gen Z or otherwise, is we are scared to confront. We are so scared to confront that we will do anything and everything to avoid that situation, right?
Yes.
It could be like a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, a boss, a client, any kind of situation. But all it takes is just to go there and sit. It's okay. What is the worst that they will tell? What is the worst, really? And the moment you make peace with that, that this is all the worst conversation that can ever happen, then you're released free from it.
Yes, I
So,
completely agree with that.
yeah.
So, also now shifting the conversation from social media to workspace. Do you think Gen Z is ready to get out there and work? Because you're working with one, and I'm damn sure you know the troubles of working with Gen Z.
Yeah. So I give a lot of importance to people who work hard. Okay. I say if you're ready to work hard and with intelligence, you can really polish yourself and build the kind of life you want, right? And people who are not ready to work hard, they have a uphill battle, because employability becomes an issue. Even if you say I want to be an entrepreneur, it takes a lot of work. Nothing comes easy, right? Otherwise everybody will be successful in the world. There is a price. Just like gold and diamonds, you're not going to find them strewn around in the road. Okay, you have to go to a mine, dig them out, mine, and then you'll find them, right?
Yes.
So any true success also requires effort. It's not going to be found just like that. You have to put days, months, sometimes even years of effort, and before you can see some real gold. And that is what Gen Z should take it in their stride and say, I want that gold. I want whatever gold means to them, right? I'm not talking in a physical sense, whatever gold means to them. And it takes effort. Okay.
Yes.
And to be a true champion of your craft, to be a true champion of whatever you want to do in life, you have to put in that time, you have to put in that hours, you have to become a self driver, self initiator to seek that knowledge out. Don't wait for some teacher to tell you something or some facilitate. Go and get that knowledge, go and be hungry for it.
So, as the founder of Skills Beyond Education, what was your main thought on building this company? Because Skills Beyond Education means that these are some skills that we do not learn in college or the university we're attending before we enter into the workspace or before we enter into the reality world out there where you're supposed to go and work. What was your inspiration, or what was that moment that clicked for you to come up with an idea to build a company like this to foster the cares for students?
Yeah. So when I was working on the ship, and I was sometimes frustrated by the people, the quality of the crew coming in. The reliability was becoming an issue of, the quality of the people, and I started questioning: is it just me? I'm the lucky one who gets people who are not at the top of their level. Then I started realizing that this was an issue across the world, across industries.
What do
And
you mean? What do you mean liability? Can you please explain?
reliability in the sense like, if I want some work to be done, okay, or certain reports to be sent to me, or certain commitments to be addressed, it was not getting done. Neither were they courageous enough to come and say that it was not done, or things like that. So mediocrity was setting in. Work was being done, yes, they were not procrastinating from not doing, but not doing best work. Okay.
Okay. Not
So
putting in the entire effort.
yeah, so I started questioning what was the issues, what was the things that they were doing. They were all had the certificates, they had all those things, that academic credentials, diplomas, and degrees. Then what's happening? So my questions led me to the answers that will strength, what I call will as strength, courage, and clarity, was missing from education. Something that needed to be mindfully given to children, okay, by parents, by teachers, by educators, to make sure that their will is built. That's why will is considered one of the strongest forces. We say God's will. We don't say God's wish, His will. What is your will? So, will is action. Any form of effort is will. If talking today, you're talking, I'm talking, we are putting our will into this.
Yes.
Okay, that means we are putting effort into this.
Yes.
And if we have to go do some other work, some if the audience is listening, first of all, thank you to all
Yes.
the people who have joined in, who have taken this time, because you have actually put in your will to attend. That's what I mean, because it takes an effort to come in, to listen, to ask your questions. And please do drop your questions in the chat box, so Aditi and me could take that up. And thank you again for your time. Yes.
Yes. Continuing. So the Gen Z being into like now into the work environment is challenging because we didn't learn a lot of things in the university when you learn at work. For example, for me, I think the first one that I had to learn when I got into the industry was professionalism, where you had to wear formal attire, you had to present yourself a certain way to be accepted in an environment, which is like an office. Like for example, like ours, where I dress up with a suit and I have to present myself in a way because we have clients, and then I have to present, I'm representing you. So what do you think about professionalism when it comes to Gen Z?
Yeah. So, I mean, personally, again, I would say that dress according to the business you're in, and whatever is the right attire for that. The second thing is dress so that you feel that you are good for that role, or you are striving to become somebody. Always dress to who you want to become, not who you are today. If you want to be so and so successful, you want to be a CEO of some company, you want to, then already start dressing like that. Don't wait till you become that, right? And so from that aspect, again, for people who would like to dress, casual, informal, fair enough. Go ahead and dress that if that's what you truly desire. But one of the challenges that I saw was that not everybody wanted to dress like that. Okay. But some dressed informally because they wanted to fit in, right? It was not because that was what they wanted to dress. Everybody around them was dressing. If they dress formally, my God, I would be the odd one
Odd
out.
one, man. Yes.
No? How do then I don't want to do that. I will rather dress underdress. I will dress informally just to fit in. In fact, when I started Skills Beyond Education, one of the early, you can say, slogans or taglines that I would use was, "Why do you try to fit in when you were born to stand out?"
Yes.
Yeah. Why do
I
you try?
completely agree.
Yeah. So if the choice is one's own will, that I'd like to come in shorts and t-shirts, please go ahead and go do that. If your desire is to dress up because that's what you want to be, even if the 99 people in the office are not ready to dress up, then please go dressed up, because that is your will. You must exercise your will.
Yes, I completely agree with this, and I do wear my formals to office, so I think I'm off the hook in this.
Yeah.
The second thing I would like to talk to you about the work environment is the collaborative dynamics. I am used to being with people of my age in the university or the college that I've been with. We do not get to work or be with people who are very elder to us or very younger to us. But that dynamic completely changes once you're in a work environment because you're under someone who's way elder to you, and they're going to give you instructions or orders or whatever. You start, that's your first step of going into the work industry. How do you expect, I mean, how do you like ask us to like collaborate in an environment like that?
So ideally, such things can be broken if there are student activities, because see, in the classroom, you're already pegged into a class of your own age or your own year, your first year, second year students, or whatever it may be, degree. But students and the communities can create ecosystem like student organization, which are across years. Okay, you have third year, second year, fourth years, or whatever semesters, all across, carrying out some meaningful projects. Okay, that's when the true learning happens. Simply meeting for meeting's sake is not going to do anything. Okay,
Yeah.
but if you have, you know what, we have a fest coming up, and we need to do something for that, or we are organizing some speaker, we are doing this and doing that, and all the verticals of students are gathered and brainstorming and being accountable to each other, the learning would be much faster about life, about professionalism, about how to work together in a collaborative environment than any classroom setting can give. So
But
my advice is to for them to join such student bodies which have got multi-year students coming together to execute certain things, and that would give them a richer experience about how to fit into the real world.
okay. So, but don't you think the people that we work with are more experienced in the field that we have just joined with, as well as have more idea about what the work is all about? So, and we have very little knowledge when we enter the industry. We have more theoretical compared to practical knowledge.
Yeah.
So, how should we accept someone imposing a particular ideology on us during work? What if we vary our thinking from what the person that we're working with or the environment we're working under is not appealing to us? Should we adjust or should we add a touch of ourselves? How do you ask us to take it?
So, especially if you are entering a domain which you have no clue about, okay, and best is to adhere to it, adhere to what has been followed to learn those methods. See, there are some things called universal values and integrity. Maybe they're asking you to do something illegal, maybe they're asking you to do something unfair, unethical. Those things you can stand by your own principles and say no. Okay, but not leaving that aside. If it's something to do with job and you or the individual thinks that there is a better way of doing things, and you did suggest and they said no, we're going to do the old way, then don't fret, don't get angry at that, don't let that upset you. Just learn. Okay, let me see what happens. You
If
learn
I
two
do it
things.
that way.
You learn two things. One, that that way did work, what you thought you didn't work, or you were right, and you put it into your mental note,
Okay, that's
right? So
so.
it's not about, it's about treating this as experiments of self growth rather than being adamant about the opinion being taken by the other or not. You share, the individual shared, let's say some youngster who joined a company shared, he thought this was a better way, and the senior there said no, we're not going to take this. It's okay, just leave it, observe what happens, make a mental note, work and work again. But don't stop doing your job of sharing your thoughts. Even if 100 times the senior refuses your idea, 101st time, share it still, right? Do your job of sharing your thoughts.
So adaptability and flexibility is very important in a and work environment, as you said.
Yeah.
But do you think adapting to an environment, especially a workplace that has constant change, with the constant new projects coming in, constant new projects going out, you're working on very different domains or very different things every single day. How can we adapt to that on a
Yeah,
constant changing?
yeah. So like adaptability is a very important skill set, or rather important quality to develop within us. You know, to adapt. You know, it's like Charles Darwin would say, one of the most foundational or primary strength a species can have. You know, every species that has survived, every individual who has survived, good or bad, the strength that they had was adaptability. I mean, they were able to adapt to the circumstances, to the new changes. They were not rigid. Okay, they saw what they needed to change within themselves or in the external, and they made those changes, right? And but given today's circumstances, so many things are changing so fast. Okay, and one of the things I tell is keep certain things, the structure same. It's like, think of it as a shelf, like a bookshelf. Okay, the bookshelf is same. That means your habits, the way you work, the processes are going to remain to some extent the same. You're not going to change them on a daily basis or monthly basis. Maybe a yearly basis you'll review it, but you're going to keep them. The books itself can change.
Yes.
That's the projects. You can't help it. If they're changing, they're changing, right? But the shelf also, you don't have to break the shelf and make a new shelf to adjust to the book. Keep
Yeah.
them same, right?
Yeah.
So adaptability, yes, but your daily habits, your I'm talking daily habits, your personal habits and your professional habits, keep them same. How you work, you come to office, you have a certain ritual, certain routine. Create that if you don't have one, and that gives stability. Inside that, the work can change.
So stability is very important when you go to a working environment, is what we are going to learn from what you said.
Yeah,
And
stability is important not only from work but from personal life also.
both ways.
Yeah, just imagine if you didn't know if sun was going to come up tomorrow or not, and there's no predictability to it. May come, may not come. We're not sure. In the morning, we'll see the sun has come up. What chaos it will be.
I agree.
Yeah, just imagine you don't know tomorrow the sun is going to come up or not. You'll be like, what crazy that is. Right?
Yes.
So we want predictability. We want to know the sun will come. Yes, someday it may go bust and it'll lose its energy and all that stuff. Okay, a few billion years, but at least we know in our lifetime it's going to come up.
Yes, definitely. So, how much is flexibility important as well as compared to adaptability? Because we are supposed to be very flexible when it comes to our work. Is it be it our work timings or be it that extra one work that they're going to give you in a day, especially being an intern, doing internships or in various companies or in one company where you're working under a lot of domains. Is flexibility really important?
If you could elaborate, like you're talking about flexibility from work hours or the type of work that you're going to do
Both,
inside.
actually, both.
Okay, so type of work is good as an intern or as an early to work. You know, I mean, when you're just joining the workforce, try to be a little more of a generalist. Okay, and try to experience the world and see different things. For when I'm saying, don't do it for a short few weeks and a month. Do it for a couple of months, do something else, try different things. Okay, it's not some race that you have to figure out your expertise in the next 2 3 years. You can take your time, but keep working. Don't have a lull, unless of course you're taking a break very mindfully. That's different. But otherwise, if you're decided to work, then try and learn from different domains, because they will all add up in the long run. Okay, and there's some wise person who says it's like your first 20 years is like about you're making the instrument like a musical instrument, right? Like you're making a musical instrument, and the next 20 years is like you're tuning the instrument. Okay,
Okay.
and the 20 years after that, 40 to 60, is when you're playing the music, playing the instrument, right? That means what? Now 20 to 40 is what we're talking about. The students have passed out, are coming out into their own. Is tuning. What do you mean by tuning? You're trying a little bit, not working, you're tuning that, learning some skill set, liked it, didn't like it, you thought you want to learn more, you're experimenting. Okay, the real music
With new exposures to different domains.
domains, yes, and they all add up, they all add up. And the real music each individual plays is between 40 and 60.
That's when you know what you're very good
You
at, and that's
already
your ground level. You
accumulated
build on.
all these things. You played, you practiced music, you worked under different bosses, you worked under different companies. You know, you picked from good bosses, good qualities, from bad bosses, what not to do. Right? From good bosses, what to do, from bad bosses, what not to do.
What to do.
That's important. Otherwise, how will you learn? Right?
Yes, yes.
Then, if you are starting your own entrepreneurship, then you know what things you need to keep for yourself. Right? And that is how you learn about life. And of course, keep investing in whatever. Suppose you're very sure about a certain passion, then you definitely, like a sports star, a musician, then keep investing, learning, and all this stuff. I'm not saying you will not be successful till 40. You can be successful much before. But I'm saying that the approach is about accumulating a lot of skill set. Even if you're a musician, maybe you want to try a different music to see which one you want to get stronger in out of the two, three that all that clarity will emerge.
Yes. Another major issues that I would like to bring is the work-life balance. As we all are new people entering the working industry right now, how can we balance our work, because we have to excel at what we do as well, make an impression in our working environment as well as at home, because we are sometimes carrying work home, or sometimes there's something that happened at work that's stuck in our mind, and we do not want it to be imposed on our friends or our family, and we want to give time to our family and friends as well. So being new to the industry, we still don't know how to handle the work life balance. Any tips
Yeah.
on doing that?
So I personally think that taking work home is not needed at that age. Finish your work at office, work an extra hour, but don't take the work home if you can. If you can, right?
Yes.
And so that would be the ideal thing. But there, you're completely slogging it out. You're putting your 100% there in the work, right? And and when you come home, you're off. You're doing whatever else you need to work upon. But today, because we have access to phones, there is no barriers of when we can draw the lines, right? So work life is just merged into one big mess. It's not like the old times when there was no smartphones. Okay, people worked, and once you came home, there was no way of contacting them till
Work.
they came
Yes.
home next day, right?
Yes.
You have to wait patiently till they come
They
to
come the
office.
next day. Yes.
So they had truly a work-life balance. Okay, they would, even if you worked really hard, you came home. No, the world, as far as the world knows, there is no way to access you, and you had a time where you could go play something, or attend some social events, go for some music event, and you had a rich life. You could socialize. Now you come home, probably there's something from work pending. You need to still send an email, do this, do that. So have a cutoff. Like, there, see, it comes to our choice in the end. That it is our choice, right? You want to take it home, then take it. Then don't complain about work life balance. If you want work life balance, say that after 7 I will not check in the evening. Example, say 7 to morning 7 or 8, I'm not going to check my emails, or my any other work messages or something like that, right? Then you can have work life balance, right? So that is the only way. A lot of people reach that point after many years of not doing the work. Why to waste so many years to do that?
We can
Do
start
the
right now.
thing itself. Yeah.
Yeah. So another important thing is skills. How we require certain skills when we come into the industry. As we were talking the other day, related to how tangible skills are very important. Do you have an outlook on why tangible skills are very important when it comes to a person entering the industry right now?
Yeah. So, because tangible skills are your hard skills, like it could be, especially from today's context, I'm sharing, like it could be graphic designing, okay, it could be video editing, because those are the skills which people are seeking, okay, and these skills are not about, let's say, like how mentoring and coaching is. It's more abstract. It comes from life experience, right? And as a youngster, one has to accumulate life experience, right? By meeting people, talking
Yes.
to them, hearing their problems, helping them through, and then the life experience is built. Or living your life, what experiences have you accumulated, right? And through that, you can build that kind of. So at the initial stage, it's about building uh, tangible skills, or hard skills, okay, not about soft skills are needed, but soft skills are needed at a certain age, say between, when you're in your college and school, to talk well, communication skills. But you need to also learn hard skills, okay. And
So
yeah, that makes it employability increases. And when you merge soft skills and hard skills together, a very, very strong presence, a strong employability for the individual.
So these hard skills that we are going, the tangible skills that we're going to learn is through experience and through our working environment with the people that we are with. Like for example, if I'm an intern working with a lot of domains, then I'm picking up some or the other thing from each domain, which
Yeah.
is very important for an intern. So would you like to say anything for the people out there who are graduating now or who recently graduated about doing internships?
Yeah, I think go ahead and do that work for internship, right? Ideally, of course, if you're paid, good. If not, do some internship. Don't keep waiting for paid, because if you got paid, go for it. I'm not saying stop looking for paid internship, go for it, but just grab any opportunity to work, because your thing is about accumulating skills. You're getting a free training class there, right? Because when you're new, the company has to invest time into train you up. So grab it, take that, okay? Because that experience after one or two, your richness in experience will be so high that the moment you talk to another company or another organization, they will immediately know that you're high caliber, and they will absorb you. They will be ready to pay you, right? So make use of that opportunity. Okay, don't wait. Whatever is in your domain, you're getting some opportunity, speak to someone. Okay, call up somebody, maybe your friend's dad or some other person that ask them, hey, can I work for you for 2 3 months? If they say even for free, and just grab that opportunity.
Do you think internships actually shape you in a perfect way to enter the real job that you're going to be applying for? Do you think it's very important to learn your skills or learn a particular work or a topic you want to when you're interning?
Yeah, it does help, but again, don't limit it. Be a generalist. Even though your domain may be X, learn about ABCD. Okay, so if you're getting X, go ahead, learn about X also. But if you're not and you're getting something else, then pick up those skills. It may help in your X work.
Okay, so it means that I will have a knowledge of my domain as well as a little bit of the others as well, which is going to make me understand if I want to pursue the one that I am in or what I'm more interested with, which is
Yeah,
an added advantage.
yeah. And you'll be bringing that, you can say, variation. See, if in college, everybody cannot be identical. Like, everybody has studied the same, but their A B C D, maybe you may be having A B C D, somebody may be having B C M Q, and somebody else may be having this. And when all of them come even to the same company to work, they're bringing so much more to the table.
Yes, I agree. Do you have any tips for any of the students out there before entering the industry? Any two or three tips that you want to give our student viewers for today?
I would say stay consistent. I mean, in whatever you're doing, okay? Sometimes people get frustrated that they may not be getting promotions soon enough. They may be getting frustrated that they are not growing enough. But if it's an industry that you like, and if it's a company that you think is you're learning constantly, then stick with it, at least until your learning stops. Okay, if you're continuously learning, then stay there, stay in the game. Okay, learn. Maybe you're not getting a promotion, no problem, I'm learning, then stay there, right? Before you make the jump to some other company or some other career, where now you can use this learning to leverage either a promotion or a hike or something like that. So that would be one of the important things I would say. And second thing is, speak without fear, speak your mind, but also be willing. Whenever it's a two-sided coin. When you're willing to speak without fear, you must also have the courage to listen to another person's opinion, right?
Yes.
Because if you're going to speak without fear, they are also going to speak without fear, right?
Yeah.
And then they may tell something which you don't like to hear, but you might say, but I spoke whatever I thought was right. And be willing to listen to what they have to say also, right?
Any two tips and tricks for our entrepreneurs out there?
And entrepreneurs, I would say, I have this pot of gold story, right? And where I say that if there was a pot of gold somewhere, okay, and I gave you say 100 maps, okay, and only one map was the correct map for you. It took you to that pot of gold, okay. The other 99 maps was not going to lead you to the pot of gold. In fact, if you followed them, you would waste 1 year of your life and then realize, oh, this is just not the right one. Again, come back, try another one. So I would say, how do you go about? Would you even take up this challenge? Because that pot of gold will solve all your problems.
Yes, I
Or,
would.
or you know what? There's 1 in 100 chance I'm not even going to bother. Or what would you do? Is the question I ask, right? And I generally say that there are two types of people. One who will go on an adventure, trying each one, right? And seeing hopefully some works. Maybe some are lucky; they find the right map by whatever different reasons on the first attempt. But for most people, they go on this adventure. I said if you're becoming an entrepreneur, don't go on this adventure. Okay, go there so that you can create impact and be successful, impact people's life, be successful financially, grow your business. And the second type of person will take the help of a mentor and say, tell me which is the correct map, right? And speeden up that journey, not waste on anything. So it's like that. Life is like that. So if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, find a mentor that you click with, you like to work with, and obviously they also want to work with you. And take their support. You'll reach that pot of gold quickly. They'll say probably take left, right, straight, and you're there. And the other map has taken you all over the world, and you're still figuring out where it is.
Yes.
Right? So that is the power of mentorship for entrepreneurs as business coaches. And my advice is, if you want to hit your success or your pot of gold soon, then find the mentor that works for you.
Okay. Any advices for our executives out there?
Executives is read my book.
The marketing strategy.
Yes, that reminds me, I better share a link of the book. Okay.
To all our viewers who are out there, please, the link is in our description below in the chat box. Please go and at least, we're not asking you to buy the book. At least go take a look. You might find good insights and you might want to read the book as well. I assure you, there are so many fun tasks as well in the book that I have done it personally myself. We keep trying all the tasks in our office every day, one or the other thing happening. So,
Yeah,
yes, please do go through the book. And if you already have bought the book, please drop in a review at our Amazon page, which is also in the link below.
yeah. And I've just shared the link. It's an Amazon link, three culprits, laziness, fear, and doubt. Please do buy. And I would be really glad that if it could help you, do leave a review as well. And many people have informed me that it has helped. It is also a work that I would actually do in practice in person. And now it's come out as a book form. And there will be more such amazing talks and sessions. I've shared the link on or for LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter, where this program is being shown live. And if you could follow this, then I we will be sharing many such interesting episodes, expert secrets, inviting guests, and asking them questions that could help you bring insights very relevant to people in India, people in general as human beings, to help you reach for the stars, as I call.
Yes. So, guys, the links are in our chat box. Please go like, follow, and share as well. We have so many amazing posts that keeps coming. We have quotes, we have inspirational things, we have tasks that we put on our social medias. So, please do give a follow and a like as well. Another request to all the audience who are seeing this live today. We have a survey link down in our chat box as well, which is going to help us know what is the requirement for students and entrepreneurs out there who are struggling maybe with a problem they're not able to acknowledge, or maybe they don't have anybody to go to and ask for. So please do fill the form in the chat box given below. It's our survey form. It has only 3 questions. It'll take you 5 minutes to fill it. Please do, and let us know what the problem is so we can help you out. We can give information regarding it. We can help you with posts. We can help you with video links. We can help you with whatever we can. So please do share this survey form as well. Anything
Super.
you would like to say at
Yeah, and any last comments from you, from what you have gathered or whatever you have learned from your life for the Gen Z.
So I would like to say that internships actually helped me a lot to shape myself into what I am today. It's not like I'm at a big stage. I'm still in the journey as well. But I have been interning since I was 18, and now I'm 22, and I have done more than 10 internships, which has I have gone through an evolution of myself from what I was looking back to myself when I was 18 to looking at myself now, which I've evolved a lot. So I thank all the people that I've worked with, and I'm going to a big thank you to you for giving me this opportunity to be a part of your life. And I really enjoy the work that we do in the office as well. So much to learn from, and I really, you're one of my inspirations, to be honest, because there are so many things that I get to learn from you every single day in office. So we have the count, right? What is the one thing that we learned today in office, and we count it down? Yes. So it's been an amazing journey till now. I've just recently joined, I know, but all these days I've had a lot of fun, as well as learned a lot of things, especially organizational skills,
Yeah.
which is which is traumatic, but still I do my best.
Yes, I have to keep pushing the engine to make sure that we are all firing full cylinder. But I'm really glad and appreciate your courage and confidence to take this and host this show. And
Thank
thanks
you.
for taking the time. And mostly the audience, thank you so much for taking the time, whether you're watching this live or the recorded. I really thank you for taking this time and hope you got some insights and some breakthroughs for your own life. And please do share this. It would really mean a lot to us and to help us in our mission to build this will strength, the elite performance in each and every individual, and help them reach new heights and new stars. Thank you so much. Thank you, Aditi.
Thanks,
And
sir. And guys, please do share this video. Drop your comments, drop your links, whatever you felt about our live, as well as please be back on next Wednesday, because we are going to have the next session of Wednesday dialogues also here. So just a heads up, we'll post regarding it, and I hope you guys are excited for next Wednesday as well.
thank you so much. And good night, everybody.